Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Dual Screens podcast. I am one of your hosts, Stephen Fontana, and with me, as always, he's over there in that other box. He's Andy Asimakis. How are you doing, Andy?
I'm feeling good. I think our indie game dev world got a little smaller today.
Oh, I see.
Right, and I'll explain in like 2 seconds.
Oh, please do.
After you intro all the stuff.
Yes, well, joining us this week, ladies and gentlemen, is Paul Schnepf. He's the creator of The Ramp, a game described really as a digital toy for skateboard-loving people out there. And it's out right now on Steam. And let me tell you, if there's ever a zen chill game that you need to just kind of relax to, The Ramp might just be it, ladies and gentlemen. But before we get into the show, before we get to know all about The Ramp and get to know Paul and everything like that, by the way, Paul, welcome to the show. Should probably do that. I'm a little rusty because it's been a weird morning. So, hello, Paul. How are you?
Hello, I'm doing good. Thank you.
You don't know what you're on, but here we go. We're going to tell everybody what they're on and what you're on and what everybody's listening to. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Dual Screens podcast, the internet's #1 indie developer interview podcast, starring two people you've never heard of, probably. The show posts each and every Friday for your listening pleasure on your podcast service of choice, including our home, Podbean. And, of course, it's on iHeartRadio, it's on Spotify, it's on Google, Stitcher Play, Apple Podcasts. It's like all over the place. And, of course, you could watch the video version of this on youtube.com/dualscreenstv. And if you want to support us with your hard-earned cash, you go to patreon.com/NDS podcast, just like our 3 Patreon producers, Colton the Apprentice Nestler, FNH Paul, and Vegas Girl on Fire. Now, Paul, you made a toy for Steam, and it's awesome, and I love it very much. And, but that's not really doing it justice, kind of. I mean, it's the simplest way to explain it, but not really the best way, I don't think, to explain it. Can you give our listeners who may not know what The Ramp is, just sort of the elevator pitch? What is The Ramp? What are they getting into here?
Well, calling it a toy is actually pretty much doing it justice, I'd say. It's a very minimalist digital toy for people that like skateboarding or people that like to get lost in the flow, kind of. So there isn't like much challenges or a score or anything like that. It's just 4 different ramps or skate parks, and you can skate around in them, listen to some chill tunes, and yeah, that's pretty much it.
Andy, would you like to start us off with some heavy-hitting questions? The heaviest hitting questions.
You kind of steamrolled over my leadoff question. I'm not sure.
Oh, I apologize.
You are a little rusty.
No. I just, I'm going with the flow. It's like The Ramp, You just kind of, there's no rules,
right.
There's no score, there's no rhyme or reason. You just kind of do the thing.
And I wouldn't mind, but this had a very special intention. I hope it can still be as magical as if there was.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Dual Screens podcast.
No. I'm gonna ask Paul a very weird question.
Okay.
Weird to maybe you and our listeners, but not to Paul and me.
Okay, interesting.
Just bear with me for 1 second.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna share a little story for our listeners.
Oh man, it's story time with Papa Andy.
Paul, I have to know, what do you have against the Outer Wilds, and why won't you play it?
That's very interesting.
That's yeah, I'm surprised that Freeman apparently told you.
So for those who are wondering why Paul is giggling at my question, is because Paul is a part of a 3-man team known as Grizzly Games also. And I just spoke to one of his teammates, Friedman, about a game called Islanders, another minimalist game, which is kind of funny. So and he went on about how much you hate Outer Wilds and you won't play it for some bizarre reason. So I just need to know why.
I actually don't hate it. I really want to play it for some time now, because Freeman and actually some other friends as well just keep on rambling about how great it is.
Yes.
I haven't found a time yet, and it kind of became a running gag between Freeman and me.
Now, I could tell you this, Paul. Well, I played it at PAX, and I got nauseous playing it. So I'm with you. I will not play it. Never. I will never get in there. I'm sorry. I know I heard it's a great game, but man, my eyeballs can't handle that shit. But you know,
really?
Yeah, can't do it. Can't do it. I got the vertigo, and that triggers it big time.
I was telling Friedman to ease up a little bit, and I think the constant asking of you to play it is like, fuck you, I'm not gonna play it now. Leave me alone.
Yeah, it's actually part of fun, It's part of why I haven't played yet, just to annoy Friedman.
What if he's like playing the game and he's like, oh man, I just can't do it. Paul, can you help me get through this part? I just can't get over here. And then he just gives you the controller and slowly walks away and closes the door behind him.
Yeah, I probably just played it like twice already.
Well, let's get into the ramp here because there's not enough of these experiences. That was my phone crashing to the floor out of my pocket. There's not enough of these types of experiences out there. There's really no there's no clock, there's no race, there's no
score
chase, there's no really all it is, it's about just kind of a input from your hands and seeing the input make a thing happen on the screen, and it's oddly satisfying. What made you create something that was so minimalist, so kind of simple yet so effective?
Well, probably part of it was my own desire for more experiences like that. It's also kind of like my design philosophy or something like that. At least all the games I've been working on so far were rather minimalist and small experiences. It's just, I don't know, I don't have as much time anymore as I used to play video games, and usually I'm not up to playing something for 4 hours straight or like investing 25 hours into a game. I used to do that, but right now I just have like different priorities and stuff, as you guys probably have as well. So
absolutely,
yeah, I'm just wishing for more small self-contained experiences. But on the other hand, it was also probably kind of born out of my own limitations because I was working on the game alone and I was kind of afraid I weren't able to finish it. So I just cut away everything that were not absolutely necessary to the core experience, and then I kind of just ended up with this very minimalist experience.
Do you think that that's something that's like sorely needed in the gaming space, or do you think it's kind of it's just a nice little niche to kind of find and latch yourself onto? Because you don't really hear stuff like this very often. Like there's sandboxy type stuff but there's always like an enemy or something that you have to worry about. It's never, there are Lego games, like actual Lego building games that it reminds me of, where you could just kind of be creative, just build stuff, and it really doesn't matter. But do you think that these types of experiences are sorely missing, and why do you think they're so important if you do?
Well, yeah, as I said, at least I for myself have the need for more experiences like that, and I think with the whole gaming thing opening up to more and more people, like more and more people are getting interested into gaming, so do games just diversify more and more. Of course, all the like games that are more games in a traditional sense are great as well, and I like to play them sometimes. But yeah, there's just so many other things you can also create games around. So yeah, I just like to kind of diversify it a little bit more.
How is this not out on the Switch yet? I feel like this kind of game was born for the mobile market and the Switch, because when I think of a game I can just pick up and play for like 20 or so minutes, having it in my hands is a huge benefit to that. Is that in the pipeline at some point?
Yes, definitely. I was even originally planning to make it a mobile title at first. And I also have a solid build running already on my phone, and I would say it's more fun even on mobile. Just the way you play it, it suits the platform a lot better. But given the limited resources on my hands and also my experience, I was just more comfortable publishing something on Steam first, and then see how that works out, and then maybe go on mobile or Switch after. I'm already working on the mobile port right now, so that will probably be released somewhere late October, early November, hopefully somewhere in that area. And I'm also looking for someone to help me port the game to Switch, so that might be happening at some point as well.
Yeah, and it's getting a lot of attention on Steam. It's really nice to see people really embracing the design philosophy of this game, because it's so scaled back. I mean, you're stripping away most conventional game systems like, scoring or leaderboard or levels, or all that goes away, and it's really a bare bones experience, and people are embracing it. What's that like for you, that folks are connecting with what this game's intention is?
Oh, what's it like for me?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, how does it make you feel that your philosophy is resonating with some folks out there?
Yeah, I'm super happy about that, and to be honest, also a bit surprised that it resonated so well with so many people. I was kind of afraid about that during development, because I certainly like minimalism, but I wasn't too sure about how minimal you can go for people, at least on Steam, still appreciate it.
Right.
And I probably would have thought more people would expect there being more to the game, like a progression system or unlockable levels and gear and scores and whatnot. So I really took some effort to very clearly communicate what the game
Yes, you
or
did.
the toy is.
Yes,
So
you did.
I was really careful about that, but still I wasn't too sure how it would resonate with people. So I'm very happy about that.
And now the issue is, when so many love it so much, they want more of it.
Give me more.
It's like, how about some DLC maybe? No, It's not happening.
Yeah, of course. Like, especially nowadays, I think, where this kind of expectation is so like, it feels like the common thing for a game to just have more and more content for free most of the time. Even Steam, at least, like, people are just expecting new content updates nowadays. But yeah, I don't know. I think it's not for me as a developer.
I think there's also, I don't know if it's an expectation of added content more so than it's the game lends itself to. I feel like it's one of those games that you could easily have a like creator mode, where you just have the parts for people to build their own stuff. Like it's one of those things that people like would be. My instinct would be to look for something like that. You know what I mean? Not necessarily expect it, not necessarily whatever, but like, oh, this is minimalist. It's fun. It reminds me of Tech Deck in a way. Like Tech Deck is just about having a little fingerboard and then just collecting a bunch of the little pieces, put them together, and making a cool little set. But there's really no game. Like there's nothing you're supposed to do.
Yeah, totally.
So I think that might be like, something that people might look for, but I'm looking through the comments, I'm looking through the reviews, I'm looking, people that are playing it and everything.
Yeah, totally.
And they just get it, man. It's just like, oh yeah, this is cool. This is chill. Yeah.
Well, actually, a lot of people are suggesting a lot of great things to the game.
Yeah.
And also what I said before, it's not, don't get me wrong, I don't think that's a bad thing necessarily.
Right.
Just being a solo developer, you just have very limited resources to do stuff like that. And especially for me, I don't know, I just like to do rather small self-contained things and then move on.
All right, you know what? I'm just going to get to the point. Paul, I'm just going to get to the point. When this thing starts buying you yachts, okay? When you start being able to buy mansions and motorcycles and yachts and speedboats, sir, you're going to want to support this thing. So this is going to become Minecraftian.
He can't compromise his vision.
Listen.
Everyone
can compromise vision in the name of yacht. You could be very well, if this resonates with enough people and you support it enough, you could be the very next billionaire to fly into space. Paul, let's just put these things into perspective.
Now that you say it, I should be working on some DLCs.
That's right.
Listen, when you charge a beautiful $6 price tag, such a nice, cozy experience, I think having it as a one and done, like, this is what you get when you come in the door, this is all it is, take it or leave it. I think that takes a lot of courage, and I think that's why folks are saying this is actually a fun, worthwhile experience.
Yeah. Well, I think with adding new maps and creator mode and stuff like that, of course, that would be amazing, especially from a player's perspective. But in a way, it would just be more of the same kind of. I don't know. I just have this massive backlog with, I think, probably around 80 or 90 like small ideas I written down at some point.
Right.
So there's just so many other things I would like to dive into and explore and see whether I can make fun experience a game out of them. So yeah, I don't know, I just gotta move on.
Was it always skateboarding in your head when you first conceived this game? Like, was it a passion for skateboarding? I was like, you know what, I love skateboarding. I'll do a nice scale down minimalist game to really tap into my passion.
Yeah, totally. I've been skateboarding myself for the past 17 years probably. I was actually, because I got my hands on the Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 4 demo back then, 2003, or I don't know, yeah, something like that. And I just annoyed the hell out of my parents to get me a skateboard for Christmas. Well, ever since I've been skateboarding myself and also playing skateboarding games. And actually, the kind of skateboarding the ramp is focused on, like skateboarding in half pipes and bowls and stuff like that, it was kind of missed by all the major skateboarding games in the last 2 decades. Most of them were just focused on street skateboarding. I always wished for a game that conveyed this very special flow of skating in the half pipe. So I figured, yeah, I'd just give it a shot.
It's fun, man. It really is one of those, because I grew up on Tony Hawk. I had the skateboard. I had my Element, I believe was the brand. Never Forget was the name of the board. It was a yellow elephant on the bottom. I wish I could get that board again. Black Panther quickies, bearings. Let's see if I can remember. Oh, Destructo trucks. I remember these things. It's crazy. But that was the only board I ever bought, and I was terrible at skating. But I got it because that was huge. That was huge for us as a kid. That Tony Hawk video games, and the X Games getting popularity and all of that. And you really do you really do miss like the whole vert ramp and the bowl and stuff like that, because it's just this simple, it's like a pendulum just going up and down, but seeing how many tricks you could kind of nail in there in that one little spot. Like, you're making your own game out of it as a player, like there's nothing there there's no innate challenge for you. You're going in there and you're saying, okay, I want to try and do this trick. I'm just going to go up and see what happens.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's your little mini challenge. You're like, oh, okay, I did it. You're like, maybe this is something that you capture gameplay and just make these cool little highlight videos. Like, that could be your game that you make out of it as a player. Like, you just want to make content out of it because it's really cool and you could just see these silly, awesome tricks and stuff. Yeah, I mean, I definitely appreciate that aspect of it and that angle that you take towards it. But it's hard to explain the actual gameplay to based on just saying it's a skateboard game. That's great. But what is the player, when they get their hands on this thing, explain to the players, what are they going to be doing to do these tricks? Well,
there is, I think, one unique thing that really sits at the core of the game, which is the pumping mechanic. It's just very closely resembling how skateboarding halfpipe works in real life. So when skateboarding in halfpipe, you never ever have to set your foot on the ground to push and gain momentum, but rather you can gain speed by just bending and extending your knees at the right point. It kind of works similar to when you spin on an office chair and then pull your legs towards your body, and then you start spinning faster. So because you're shifting the I would say English word, the center of gravity, no, the center of mass, because you're shifting that in the rotation, you kind of gain momentum. So I think in the beginning that might even be a little confusing for people that are not used to skateboarding. But that really sits at the core, and then when you master this kind of mechanic, it becomes really intuitive and also quite fun. Yeah, and it's actually super simple. You just have to bend your knees wherever the surface is flat, and then in the transition between the horizontal and the vertical part of the ramp, you have to extend the knees, and then you gain speed. So yeah, I would say a big part of the game is just getting the hang of this mechanic, and then there isn't that much more to it actually. Then when you launch off the ramp and you're airborne, you can do different tricks and spins, and you can also board slide along the edge of the ramp, and that's pretty much it. The rest is about just setting your own goals and getting lost in the flow. I think the reason why I did that, like removing a score or not implementing a score in the first place, was because I was trying to express how skateboarding feels for me when I skate in real life. And, usually there are no judges, no score, no big combo markers, things, crazy stuff in there when you skate in real life. It's just more about looking for your own challenges and just going with the flow.
Yeah, I was going to say this game likely emulates what skateboarding is like in real life. It's about you and the board and the terrain. And do you think I am too old to get into skateboarding?
Yes.
Well, it looks like, listen, when you play a Tony Hawk game, again, it's all about the fanfare. It's all about being awesome and getting those quadruple multipliers and like getting that score as high as possible. And this is like, when all that's gone, it's just about you and how you're performing with the skateboard. And it looks like a lot of fun. And I'm wondering, maybe at my age, if it's possible to attempt without killing myself some of these things.
Well, I think you're never too old. Just wear a helmet and pads and you'll be fine.
Okay.
I've seen you try and walk, Andy. It's not a pretty sight. Like, no, you don't want to get on a skateboard.
But it's very different from walking, actually.
Yeah,
it might be easier.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Listen, I always fell down a lot as a child. Maybe I just need some wheels to get by.
Yeah.
Maybe the feet are the problem.
They don't make
I need
skateboards
wheels
with training wheels. Unfortunately, they don't do that.
But it has balance.
But it comes with 4 wheels already.
Exactly.
That's right. That's right. It does. We just got to get you a nice stiff board, like none of that loosey goosey stuff, because you'll be flipping and flopping all over the place. There's nothing more intimidating than going to a skate park for your first time. Like, I remember that as a kid, I think I was like 15, and my cousin and I went to, because we used to skate, but I didn't do anything. Like, I was learning how to like kickflip. Like, that's what I was learning how to do. And we went to the skate park, and I was so intimidated because everyone is going so fast. The surface is so fast. Everything is just lubed up in wax. And you're just like, what do I do? I don't know what to do. God forbid your board gets away from you. Everyone looks at you like you're the biggest asshole in the world because your board is running away from you. It was so intimidating.
Yeah, I know that feeling very well. But actually, I found the skateboarding community to be among the most.
Yeah, well, you didn't grow up in New York.
Ever, like, yeah, I didn't grow up in New York, but like generally, maybe don't go to New York when first trying it. But, in general, I found people just to be very, very welcoming and helpful, and usually they understand very well how it feels to be at the very beginning of your skateboarding career, because everybody started out like that. I would say just try it. Maybe go there in the early morning.
You have insurance, right, Andy?
I do, and I like the whole doing it when no one can watch me bit. I'm so into that. That's like one of my biggest fears of going to the gym sometimes. Like, if I don't have the dumbbell at the right angle, they'll like beat me.
What are you doing, bro? What are you doing, bro? What are you doing over there, bro? You need a spot, bro.
Just go there at 9 a.m. and then all the kids will be at school.
Do you even lift? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Yeah. So what other idea? Like, give us some of your ideas for these minimalist games, because you said you got like 80 of them in the back burner. Maybe not one that you're most likely to make, but just throw out a couple of ideas that you had.
Oh, I'm not protective about my ideas. It's all right.
No, nobody can make them as good as you anyway, so don't worry about it.
No, stop it. Well, one game I want to make at one point is kind of similar to the game Islanders I've been working on before, but different in a way that Islanders was focused on building cities. So it was kind of inspired by games like SimCity or Anno or City Skylines, but the minimalist version of it. And I really like those big grand strategy games like Crusader Kings or Civilization, where you really, where it's about building an empire. This always appealed to me in a way, but every time I start playing those games, I just get so lost in the amount of resources and systems you have to understand and stuff like that. And also, as I said already, I just don't want to invest 25 hours in a single session, you know. So I definitely want to make a game that is like Civilization, but Islanders, you know. Also, when working on the ramp, I figured it would be amazing to create a game that is similar in the way that it also captures this uncomparable flow, but I want to put it in a game that is not made for skateboarders, because when working on the ramp, I mostly had people like me in mind that are already kind of interested in skateboarding. But say my girlfriend or my dad, they would never buy the ramp because they're not interested in skateboarding. And they wouldn't see it on Steam and think, oh yeah, skateboarding game, I'm into that kind of things. You just scroll past it. So I'm thinking of a game. Have you played Journey?
Yep. Oh yes.
There's this 5-minute section where you just kind of snow or sandboard.
Yeah, you just kind of going down
this hill, and it's super flowy, stuff like that. So kind of crossover, maybe like a game about just those five minutes of Journey with the feeling of the ramp. Kind of something like that. Hard to explain, but a skateboarding game for people that are not interested in skateboarding. Well, yeah.
Do you often find that your design philosophy sort of sneaking in while you're playing like a mainstream AAA game, for example? Like I just started replaying for like the second time Metal Gear Solid 5, and one is like getting the controls back to where I know what's what on the gamepad, and then two, it's like there's like 80 systems in that game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you see yourself like, you know what? If they just get rid of X, Y, and Z in this game, this would be a lot more fun for me right now.
Yeah, totally. I have that all the time. I think that's what I meant when I said I have a desire for more minimalist experience.
Yeah. Sometimes it could get a little very overwhelming, especially to the audience that you're catering to. Like you're looking for the casual player that just wants to kind of chill, isn't looking for that carrot at the end of the stick. You know, they're just looking for a dopamine release, and that's it. And then go away for a little bit and come back when they want that dopamine release again. I have a really interesting, and I'll see what you think, Andy, because we're not quite at rapid fire, but I have a very interesting little game we can play here, where we come up with an activity or a thing, and we see what Paul's minimalistic video game version of that thing would be.
Ooh. Or we can name like AAA franchises. What's a simplistic? What's a minimalist Halo look like to you?
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Okay.
Tough question. I think I've never played Halo actually.
Okay,
but
so
it's about shooting, right?
Pretty much.
Yes, it's about
pretty
shooting.
much.
Correct.
I don't know. Halo doesn't seem like the most complicated game in the first place.
Right.
But,
No, it's definitely not.
Actually, I think Halo is something you can quite alright just fire up for 20 minutes and then, quite alright. It's not.
So let's talk about a shooter. Just the shooting mechanic. What is your first person shooting mechanic Zen toy game?
Well, I don't know. I feel like for games featuring violence, especially shooting, there's already a very broad variety. And also, at least for me, I don't have the demand of more kind of minimalist games in that area. I actually played quite a lot of Call of Duty during the development of the ramp, just like in the evenings to calm down for 20 minutes or so.
Ah, yes, the calm down, yeah.
So
Getting that nuke jacked? You like getting a nuke jacked? Call of Duty nuke jacked? You like getting in there? The chaos?
What's that?
The 24/7 mode where it's like the size of a box and you're just shooting each other until...
Oh, no, I think I didn't have the latest.
Oh, okay.
I was on Modern Warfare.
Okay, all right. Well, I think Modern Warfare, which one was that? That was the Shipment, I think, was the name of the map, the really small map. I don't know, whatever. We're getting in the weeds.
Yeah, it could be.
We're getting in the weeds. Never mind any of that. Go ahead, continue.
But I feel like, games like Call of Duty, they already provide you with a great way to just unwind for 20 minutes. And I don't know, I just don't see that much of a niche there, or of a
I have an idea.
Well,
see what you think about this.
But before you chime in, Steve, I'm going to
Yes.
say that the perfect minimalist FPS game already exists, and it's called Super Hot.
Super.
Oh yeah, true.
I just want to get that.
Yeah,
out
but
there.
but you still need to. There's still there's still a thing you have to do. Here's what I think.
But that's like super scaled back though.
So think Splatoon. So the gun isn't a gun that kills anything. It's a paint gun. Okay? And you drop into just a white room and you have a palette below you and you can load your gun with the colors and you just shoot the wall and make a painting. And then you just hit done. And then it just saves your painting. And you just loads up again and just make a painting. Hit done. It saves your painting. That's it. That's the game.
Why not?
I think we just made $1 million, bro. I think we just made $1 million.
Sounds pretty chill, yeah.
You know what I mean? I think we did it. I think we did it.
I just had a realization. I think that Paul made this game not to fund future yachts.
Oh,
he's trying to snag one of those sweet Tony Hawk blood skateboard that they're going around.
Oh yeah, maybe.
Oh no, I'm totally going after yachts.
Oh, maybe a Tony Hawk blood yacht.
Maybe.
Get the skateboard and just build it into the side of the yacht. There you go.
What would you name your yacht, Paul?
Oh, that's a good question.
I mean, it's gonna happen at some point soon, so
maybe the ramp.
That's a good one. Would it have a ramp on it?
I'd have to.
Of course.
That'd be dangerous.
There where usually the helicopter landing thing goes.
Yeah.
Just put a ramp there.
Wow, you're thinking big. You're thinking like a 300-footer or something. Like that's a big yacht you got there. I like that.
Design simple games, but wants complex yachts. That's how it goes.
$6 at a time, Andy. Let's get there.
Exactly.
$6 at a time. So is this something that you think that you want to, to be your thing? Like you're just gonna like put a new minimalist game out there every once in a while and just see what happens?
Yeah, maybe. I haven't decided on anything yet, but I think for now, depends. I also really enjoyed working with people. We had really good times, Grizzly Games, so I might be doing something like that again in the future. But I've been also really enjoying working alone on the ramp.
Is that important to you? Is creating these experiences alone important to you? Like to be able to do this on your own, is that like a point of satisfaction, or is it just like out of necessity? It's your free time. You're just doing it to sort of express your creativity.
I'd say it's just different compared to working in a team. It has its good sides for sure, but of course it also comes with a new set of problems.
Right.
So probably I would be comfortable with switching every now and then. It was kind of refreshing after shipping 2 titles in a team to just then work alone and just be the master of your own schedule and work habits and everything. But it's also, of course, kind of lonely, and you just have to do everything. It gets kind of exhausting. So I also really enjoy working with people.
You didn't call in any favors to help you, or like say, hey, can you help me figure out this problem? Like, did you have any of that back and forth, or is it really just you locked yourself in a room?
No, we had very regular chats once a week with the Grizzly Games team, where we just kind of talked about what we were working on at the time and give feedback to each other. I also technically am still enrolled at uni.
Okay.
Like the other two games, Superflight and Islanders, that was part of my bachelor's program in game design, where I also met Friedemann and Jonas from Grizzly Games. And now I'm currently enrolled in a master's degree, so
Nice.
this is kind of related to my project as well. So there I can also present them and get valuable feedback. That was quite helpful. But other than that, like all the technical things and all the actual work on the game, I did myself, yeah.
Nice. Very good. And now, Andy, I think we should segue into our rapid fire segment here.
Let's go.
This is going to be interesting. So I'm very, there's the Zen might be, we might break the Zen, Andy. We might break the Zen here.
That's all right.
Okay.
Break it.
All right. Speaking of breaking, what is your worst skateboarding injury?
Sprained ankle, probably.
Sprained. Okay. So you only got okay. Very good. It's very
I
talented.
just fell yesterday. And
Oh, look at that.
hand, but that's all right. Sprained ankles are nasty. Very annoying.
You wake up. You wake up one morning, and you find that your favorite skateboard is missing from your apartment. It's gone. Someone has absconded with it. Do you, A, go to the local authorities to help them crack the case and see who would do this to you, or do you John Wick this bitch and go all vigilante
justice, man? I like that. Yeah.
No, I think I would just take my second skateboard and roll up to him and very politely ask if he or she would just give my board back to me.
Oh, you look tall.
Yeah.
Are you tall?
What it is?
No, not really. I don't know how tall in your American, in the weird way.
Andy's
measure.
taller than me, but I'm small.
It's 180 centimeters.
180 centimeters. Convert that.
I don't know what that is.
6,
Like your measurements are so weird, really.
how many meters is that?
Fix that. It's 1.8 meters.
That's how many feet?
That's 1.8
probably
meters. So
6 feet.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So we're about the
Yeah.
same
6 feet. Okay. All right. You look taller than that. You do. Whose question is it? It's mine. No, that technically was my question, I guess. Go ahead, Andy.
How tall are you?
We're really breaking the Zen.
Yes.
All right. So when you're out celebrating the success of your game and thinking how many yachts you're going to buy from all the profits you've taken in, and you're having a lot to drink, by the way, what word best describes you when you're drunk?
I don't think I'd change that much.
Oh,
Actually,
okay.
I might be drunk right now.
Oh snap.
I'm not. I'm not.
Okay. If you're on your skateboard, you're going down the street, and somebody says, "Do a trick." What are you doing? What's the first thing you do?
Kickflip, of course.
Kickflip. Yeah, it's very smart. Very smart.
What is the dumbest purchase you've ever made?
I bought an inflatable kayak once because back then I lived kind of near to a river and I thought it was going to be my new thing, going for a quick kayak early in the morning. But it turned out that even though it was inflatable, it was still quite big, so it was super exhausting to get it down to the river in the first place. And then I only did it once, actually, because then when I got it into the river, it was, for some reason, it was super hard paddling it, so I just capsized it after paddling for 5 meters, probably.
Oh, Lord.
And I was kind of done with kayaking. And
Oh, you got to try everything once.
yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. What is your least favorite food?
My least favorite food. Ooh, that's a tough question. I don't have.
Like something you ate once, and you're just like, I'm never eating that again.
I was in Taiwan once, and they had this local specialty there. It was called stinky tofu, which is kind of, I think it's fermented.
Yeah.
I don't know what exactly they're doing to the tofu, but it's, as the name implies, stinky, and I don't like it very much.
Don't like that.
The worst.
The people there were loving it, actually. Probably acquired taste.
If you could live in any fictional world, where would that be?
Any fictional world.
Be it from a video game, cinema, a book, a television show. Where would
Tony Hawk's Pro Skater, maybe?
Oh, wow.
Or more like the EA Skate series. I like the skating gameplay there much better.
Yeah. That's
probably San Vanellono from Skate 2. That would be my fictional world.
You do love skateboarding, don't you?
He's a big skateboard fan.
Really loves it.
Big time skateboard.
I just did a skateboarding game. Are you surprised?
Let's see. Andy and I get an email saying that, oh no, Paul has unfortunately been arrested. What was the crime that Paul was arrested for?
Probably skating in an area where you're not supposed to be skateboarding.
Trespassing. Wow.
Yes.
That's not a ticket, huh? That's punishable by jail time?
Not trespassing, maybe. I don't know. You're not allowed to skate, especially in the downtown areas, you know.
Got it.
Well, to build on that, where is the funkiest place you've ever skateboarded?
The funkiest place.
Yeah. Or like your non-conventional place, like where you don't typically would find a skateboarder doing stuff.
Grandma's dining room.
Pretty nice. Yeah, probably indoor somewhere. I used to skate around our house.
You must have been real fun for the parents. Like,
Yeah.
Damn it, Paul!
Not around the China.
No good. Are you familiar with Dungeons and Dragons?
Yes.
Okay. What is your go-to class and race?
Oh, not that familiar.
Oh.
I know what it is, and I wanted to play
you could
forever,
figure it
actually.
out, though. You could figure out what I mean. It's high fantasy.
What classes are there?
So you got your ranger, your rogue, you got your fighter, your barbarian, you got
I see.
druid, wizard, cleric.
I always like those sneaky
Rogue.
kind of
Rogue.
rogue.
Yep. There you go. Okay. I wouldn't put you as a rogue. I'd put you as a paladin.
Paladin.
I would peg you as a paladin, like all about the good of the thing, you know, being righteous and.
Could I be like a paladin rogue?
No, that does not work. No, because a paladin has to be lawful to their god, and rogues by nature like to break the law. So
how about Robin Hood?
Robin Hood's not definitely not a paladin. He's a rogue. He's a rogue or a ranger or something like that. Yeah, for sure. Maybe a rogue with a specialty in like ranged weaponry. Yeah, for sure.
No, but he's like, he's having this good case.
He's chaotic good.
Sure.
Okay.
His alignment is chaotic good. He does chaotic things for the greater good. A paladin is lawful good.
Well,
they
actually, to be honest,
law.
when playing role-playing games like Skyrim, stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
Usually,
This could be your
I'm
next
not
project,
fighting
Paul.
for the good there. So probably rogue is alright.
Okay.
Do a minimalist D&D game for your next
here we
project.
go. Yeah,
That
do
would
that.
be pretty cool.
So I think I'm gonna ask a question, then Steve can wrap it up.
Okay.
For the
Okay.
and we can go back to playing more Ramp. The Ramp is out on Switch, and it is a huge success.
Mega success.
And Nintendo's like, all of our fan base loves this game. You want to put the Ramp Skater in Smash Brothers. What would the final Smash look like for this character?
I think probably would do some crazy trick. Maybe a 900 You know, the one Tony Hawk got famous with. And then just mid-air grab their skateboard and smash it into the head of the opponent.
I like it.
Violence is good. Violence is good. Oh, we got a little fly. Okay. It got very close to my eyeball. It was very scary. All right, so now it's time for the ceremonial final question of the show. This is probably the most important question, Paul, you will have answered in your entire life. Super important. More important than any decision you've ever made for any video game you've ever made. It's more important than anything you literally have ever been asked in your entire life. So I hope that you are sharpened and ready to go. Okay?
I'm ready.
It's a simple question. It's binary. There's either this or that. It's yes. It's, you know, it's just two answers, two possible answers. Okay? Andy or Steve?
No, I can't answer that.
All right.
All right, put that in the can't answer that category. Can't answer that category, which now has 13 responses in it.
You know, I can't tell. Is it because we're both so likable, or we're both just the worst?
The opposite.
Can't make up his
yeah,
mind.
it's definitely the opposite.
Have you played this? Was it? I think it was Dishonored. Was it?
Yeah.
Where there's this couple that you meet every now and then, the heads or tails guys.
Right. Is that what you think we are?
It kind of reminded me of it.
Okay.
Oh,
I'll accept
that.
it. I'll accept it.
I like that. I've got to get some fan art going for that. That's going to happen in the future.
Oh, yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, that is going to bring us to the end of the show. If you want to follow us on social media, we are at Duel_Screens. I am at Batchild27. Andy is at PantsGuy. Our Facebook group is facebook.com/groups/DS podcasts. And our Twitch channel is twitch.tv/Duel_Screens streams. Paul, where can everybody find you on social media? Where can everybody follow the game and go? And yeah, obviously it's on Steam, but where can everybody follow you?
Yeah, game is on Steam. Just buy it there. Leave a review. You can find me on Twitter _hyperparadise. Might be a double underscore. I'm not sure.
I think it is. I think you're right. Yes, we have
double
it right
underscore.
Here in our yeah, we'll have it in our show notes as well for everybody.
Awesome.
So if they want to click on
double
that,
underscore hyperparadise.
Nope. Very good. All right, folks, that's going to bring us to the end. Thank you, Andy. Thank you, Paul. Thank you, listeners and viewers. And as always, please be excellent to each other.